From Jacob Parrish, Ph.D. to Natalie Winslow, née Hartwell. Date, October 17, 2003. The amulet you gave me in '78 still hangs above my desk, Natalie. Its silver has tarnished to a spectral gray, like the moon on a night we once swore was ours. I've just polished it again. You always hated how I fixated on imperfections, and the scent of metal polish mingled with the rain outside my window. It's strange, isn't it? How objects outlive the hands that held them. The chain is cold against my palm, colder than I remember your skin being, even now. I found the photographs today. You in that ridiculous floppy hat on the Santa Monica Pier, laughing at seagulls. Me, stiff as a theorem in my corduroy blazer, holding an ice cream cone like it might solve for X. The edges are frayed, but the numbers on the back remain precise. August 14, 1969, 3:17 p.m. You wrote the timestamp. I calculated the angle of the sun. We were always speaking different languages, weren't we? The photos smelled of cedar and mildew, like the drawer where I've kept them buried under logarithmic tables. Buried, but not forgotten. Never that. I've been reading The Infinite Voyage by Clara Voss. A trifle, really. Two lovers chasing eclipses across continents, their romance measured in tides and train schedules. You'd have mocked it. Love isn't a differential equation, Jacob, you'd say, rolling your eyes at my scribbled marginalia. But last night, halfway through chapter 12, I realized you're still annotating my life. The protagonist boarded a sleeper car to Prague, and suddenly I was 28 again, gripping a ticket to Vienna, rehearsing what I'd say when I found you, only to discover you'd already left for Buenos Aires. The book's spine cracked as I closed it. The clock radio blinked 3:17 a.m. Do you remember the ferry ride to Catalina? The diesel fumes, your hair whipping into my mouth as you sang California Dreamin' off-key. I tried to map your laughter onto a frequency chart. Ridiculous. You threw a peanut at me and said love was the chaos between the decimals. I disagreed then. Now, I'm not sure. The amulet caught the light that day, casting a Fibonacci spiral on the water. You called it magic. I called it refraction. We were both wrong. Your grandchildren sent me a postcard from Marrakesh. The stamp was crooked, the ink smudged, a careless gesture, but you've always favored spontaneity over symmetry. They're beautiful, your grandchildren. Their eyes are yours, that same hazel green that darkens in winter. I've calculated the odds of their features aligning so perfectly, 1 in 4,629,901. A miracle, by any measure. Yet here they are, alive and laughing in a photo I've pinned to my corkboard. You're in the background, a blur of coral scarf in sunlight. I've tried to sharpen the image in Photoshop, but the pixels rebel. Some things refuse to resolve. I reread your letters last week. The one from '83 still smells of jasmine. You wrote about your daughter's first steps, the way she clung to your skirt like a barnacle. I just published my paper on non-Euclidean geometries. You've always loved puzzles more than people, you teased. But that's not true. I've merely loved you in the wrong dimensions. Spherical, hyperbolic, every coordinate system except the one you inhabited. The envelope crumbled in my hands. 2003 ink bleeds faster than '83 ink. The novel's ending infuriated me. The lovers reunite under the northern lights, their wrinkles glowing like auroras. Too neat, I thought. But then I pictured you in Tromsø, sipping aquavit with that Viking-esque husband of yours, and the page blurred. You deserve epics. Not this, This limbo of almosts and what-ifs. My cursor blinks on the screen, a metronome counting the silence between us. I've drafted 17 versions of this email. Deleted them all. Words fail where numbers cannot. The amulet's chain snapped yesterday. I rethreaded it with a length of copper wire from my workshop. The metal conducts heat oddly, warmer than silver, a poor conductor in theory, yet it burns when I touch it. Like holding a live wire. Like the night you left. The radio played Both Sides Now as you packed your suede jacket. I recited the Pythagorean theorem to drown you out. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. You laughed. That's your answer to everything. Maybe. But the equation didn't save me, did it? I've started seeing a therapist. Dr. Ellis says I romanticize inertia. She doesn't understand. How could she? She wasn't there when you handed me the amulet, its engraving still warm from the jeweler's flame. So you'll remember me when you're knee-deep in integrals, you said. I wore it every day for 20 years. Now, it feels heavier. Or maybe I've grown lighter. The novel's epilogue haunts me. The lovers grow old together, their hands mapping each other's wrinkles like cartographers. You and I will never have that. But what if we met again? Not in Vienna or Marrakesh, but here. Say, the diner on Sunset where we split cherry cokes after finals. It's a Panera now. The booths are neon lit, the jukebox replaced by Wi-Fi routers. Would you still wear that rose gold bracelet? Would I still stammer when you smile? I've enclosed a ticket stub from the '69 ferry ride. It's brittle, the ink faded to a ghostly blue. The amulet rests atop it, a cold sentinel. You once said love was a series of infinite tangents. Maybe. But what if we're still on the same curve? What if the asymptote was a lie? The rain stopped. My coffee's gone cold. The cursor still blinks. Yours, always, in some parallel calculus, Jacob. If you enjoyed this story, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support means a lot to us, and we're always happy to have you as part of our community. See you in the next story.